Yo guys, what is going on? NumbNexus here having an intense Wi-Fi battle against my very good friend ShadyPenguinn. I'm sure you all know him by now, but if for some odd reason you don't know who he is, his channel will be down in the description below. I originally had this video live recorded, but my hard drive was so filled up because I forgot to delete a bunch of stuff that it stopped in the middle of the recording. So like, you know what? Fuck, let's just do a post comment. I've been a post comment a long ass time. I was bring back the snazzy sidebars, which in fact I'll be updating them. But question of the day, let me know who's your favorite Mega Pokemon. Do not hold back. Fiercely let me know. Do not hold back. My favorite Mega is Mega Medicham. Who's yours? If you're in the comment section down below. And if you can get this video up to 400 likes and blowing up the like goal, then I'd be fan-tuber-duber-loober. But this is Shady's very first PU Wi-Fi battle. Now, if he makes any mistakes, please do not attack him because, again, there really isn't people out there that are like forcefully, destructively good at this tier, besides like Done Deal and Fufu. Otherwise, there really isn't people that are horribly good, so please don't attack me if he does really bad. I made some bad plays myself. I played horrible in the beginning. There were some plays that didn't work out for the both of us. So, you know, all in all, you know, we both didn't play our best, but we're going to definitely have a rematch in OU because they're both evenly matched in OU. There's no unfairity in OU because I had more skills and knowledge in PU than he did. It's the very first PU match. He's not familiar with lower tier Pokemon, but looking at his team compared to mine, the biggest threat is that Delibird right there, and I need to get rid of the Krokorok as well because my Pikachu can just wreak havoc with a Volt Tackle on everyone on his team besides the Krokorok, so I want to get rid of that. And that's kind of why I let off my Articuno, because you can see on the screen he leads off with his Krokorok. So let's get into this match. Let's see how it goes. I know for a fact this is probably one of the most intense and closest PU matches ever. I know you guys love my PU matches because they're horribly close, but stay tuned for the end of the video because there's going to be a big announcement, big project that me, Mo, Callum, and Shady are doing. We're going to try and get Done Deal into it and just call it a 5 wrap there. But I expected him to be Choice Scarfed. I did not want to take a Stone Edge, so I U-turned out. And looking at that damage, I'm glad I U-turned out because he seems to be the bulky Krokorok with knockoffs. I'm actually glad because that Freeze Ray would have not killed. So I do go out to my Meganium. Now, as I was live recording, I knew he had the Parasect. I didn't want to go for the Leech Seed because of that Parasect, but maybe he might forget about that. He ended up not, and he makes a very good play coming out into that. Now, I was fearing the Spore, so I brought in my Shelgon to be put to sleep. Unfortunately, though, he didn't have Spore because, again, Shady is not familiar with lower tier Pokemon and what they can do. So I go for the Outrage here, just YOLO. I should have gone for the Dragon Dance. Again, I expected him to Spore. He goes for the Leech Seed now, so, I mean, he's playing my head, man. I was fearing Spore the entire time. You know, I'm loving the love from Parasect. I love Parasect. It's honestly my favorite bug type Pokemon, and no one uses it, so I'm glad he used it. And then he also uses Croconaw, my favorite Pokemon to be used in PU after like Pikachu and Trapinch. So I'm really glad to be seeing him using all this stuff that, like, you see, we already have so much in common, man. But I go for the Outrage here. It does not do that much to the Krokorok. What am I talking about? That almost takes it out. That nearly takes out that Croconaw. But he does get the Leech Seed off back up, so now he gets a free opportunity here to Dragon Dance as I am confused, or Swords Dance. I kind of figured that he may just want to kill me off with the Ice Fang here, looking at that damage from X Scissor. I cannot take an Ice Fang. I'm not bulky. I was bulky, but I had lefties over the Eviolite because I had this guy having a Eviolite, and I could not find my other one. But he does go for the D-Dance, going for the Waterfall here. It's unfortunate, though, that I do get flinched. It's a huge play because I was going to put up my Rocks this turn, take another one to go for the EQ to knock him out. That didn't end up happening. Now I'm forced to go for the EQ to knock out this big sweeper threat, the Destroyer. Unfortunately for me now, putting up Rocks could help a lot because as you're going to end up figuring out that his mascot Pokemon, the Delibird, ends up being Focus Sash, so it would have been really helpful to take this thing out. It's also 50%, and it also takes care of the Parasect as well. So, you know, it was unfortunate, but oh well. I bring out my Heatmore here. I go for the Superpower, though. Actually, no, I predicted him to go to the Dragon. It was way too obvious, so I come out to my Articuno here, checkmating him. Oh, man, he was really ecstatically surprised to see that. I have to show my skills, you know, but I know that he's probably gonna, no one on his team takes ice moves really well. That's the one thing that we also have in common as well. My team does not appreciate ice moves. His team doesn't appreciate ice moves. That's the only thing that kind of does. So I have to get out of here and go out to my own Heatmore. It's the only thing that can stop it. But I figured that I can go out into my Shelgon here, going and taking this Fire Blast, and then potentially taking a superpower, which I could have done, but he ended up going for the superpower, expecting me to go out into the Shelgon because my Articuno takes out almost all of his team, and he kind of figured that I need it, so he does end up taking it out. right here. It's unfortunate, but I did get the time, the -2 attack and the -2 defense, so I guess now I get a free switch out to anybody that I really want. So I come out into my own heat more here. The heated Mo. The Mo is real. What's up, my mini Mo's? But I'm gonna go for the superpower here because it's horribly obvious that the Dragonair is coming out, so I figured I might as well do some damage off on it. It doesn't do too much damage though. I'm not running that much high attack investment. I run like 120, so I guess that's decent. I didn't do nothing, so just from that I know he's holding Eviolite and he's horribly bulky. I know Dragonair is a destructively bulky Pokemon. He goes for the T-Wave though, figuring that I'd switch out to my Articuno, and that was huge. I'm Choice Scarfed, so that was huge. My lord, I go for the U-turn here though because I know he's not staying in. I get paralyzed. It already started here. But I'm gonna forcefully switch out here now. I'm forced to go out into my own Heatmor. That's the only thing that can take on his own Heatmor one-on-one. He doesn't go for the Fire Blast though. I guess he forgot that Heatmor can get Flash Fire. He goes for the Sucker Punch here though. I go for the Superpower. Expecting him to stay in. Probably wanting to get out some damage before he gets out of here because I know he can take one. He does live. It's now 50-50 here. If I go for Sucker Punch, I'll be able to outspeed him. Unfortunately, though, I expected him to switch out into Dragonair, so that didn't end up happening, and I guess I didn't get a kill off it. But he has the Life Orb, so all in all, it wasn't too bad. He dies off on his own recoil. He brings out the Shady P now, as I bring out my Meganium here, who's gonna, as you're gonna see, gets absolutely thwarted by this Delibird. I mean, my god, Delibird is too powerful. He goes for the Hustle boosted Ice Punch here, and that's going to be able to take out my Meganium in a heartbeat. That just obliterated it. Now I come out to the Pikachu here. I'm not going to go for the Volt Tackle. I'm expecting him to go out to the Krugerrock. My phone died, so I did not know what he had in his team midway in this match. So I figured, hey, he may have a ground type, so I go for the Hidden Power Ice, and it was a good damage to the point where it's a 2-hit KO, and I was really praying to my base god that he was not Choice Scarfed. Thankfully for me though, my hunch on him taking that U-turn really well in the beginning really came through, because then I figured out that he was not Scarfed, and that helped out a lot. Now he goes to the Fake Out here, and that does well over almost half. That is 40%, and he misses the Ice Shard, probably the biggest play in the game, because if a non-stab boosted Fake Out did that much, an Ice Shard would have most likely killed me. If not, I would have died to the Volt Tackle recoil, and that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. All in all though, it kind of didn't matter because I did have an Articuno, which I would have just locked myself into Freeze Dry, and I would have outsped the I don't think I would have outsped the Delibird, but I would have been able to take out the Delibird. So all in all, it kind of just sped up the match in a way, but again, it mattered a lot because he probably could have done work to my Articuno. But if you see here, he doesn't even have the Outrage, so now I 100% confirm that it did not matter at all. Only mattered because his mascot unfortunately did not help him through. I mean, he probably would have came a lot closer to winning the match. With the waterfalls, I would have probably been at like 50%, and the waterfalls would have done a lot depending on paralyzation, flinches with the waterfall. Probably would have came into his favor, but that is going to be the very, very, very no-one-no victory. Now what I talked about is me, Callum, Mo, and Shady are doing a PU week of all Wi-Fi, all 7 days at the end of April. I know I did a PU week last week, but I did it at the end of April. We're gonna try and get it done deal because he is the initial reviver of the tier, so he should deserve most of the credit. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to leave the like, answer the question of the day, check out Shady's channel, and until the next time, guys, I will see you all later.
They be fine as a motherfucker. Anime pussy. Yeah, you know I stay thinking about that anime pussy. I'ma fly to Japan and get some anime pussy. Yeah, anime, yeah, anime, yeah. I wanna fuck Boma cause she got some big titties. Ash must be gay because he never fucked Misty.